We are in Sydney in New South Wales, Australia. This Globals is the second largest of our season, about 2,200 scholars from 30 countries. It might be the furthest away from much of the world, but it's brought so much of the world together. In the opening, and all season long, we've been asking scholars to join us in thanking our chairs.
Thank your chair today.
His friends convinced him to thank his very first chair.
It's amazing how many things we don't think about. At the World Scholars Cup, especially in a year when we're exploring a world on the margins, it feels right to appreciate the chairs. Here in Sydney, we are blessed with some of those beautiful debate schools in the world. On the second day, the scholars go to their schools to debate, to write their papers, to take their tests, and to engage in the most academic part of the World Scholars Cup.
I don't mind the challenge. I understand why people find it terrifying. You're just doing a multi-choice quiz, but what you can do is, if you're not 100% sure on an answer, you can just write in 2 bubbles instead of 1, or 3 or 4 or 5, and get less points, but have more chance of getting that question.
So for the collaborative writing, students work in their teams of 3, and then they each pick their own individual topic. They'll then work together to brainstorm ideas, and then write their own independent papers. And at the end, they can trade and look over each other's papers.
The debates have been very interesting and very eye-opening. I never thought about such topics.
It can come in all shapes and sizes. When you have another student who's in the same position as you, and they're like, okay, well you can work on this because this is what I saw as better. It makes it so much easier to work on things and become a better debater.
What I love about Debate Day is that it's not about who's winning debates or who did the best in the challenge. We'll celebrate that later. Right there, everyone's just connecting and doing their best.
A list of all these fun and awkward challenges without disrupting the local community, because we're a non-violent program. We're trying.
At the Scholars Bowl, all the scholars will be in their teams, solving questions that relate to what they've been learning. Sounds pretty simple, but the questions aren't simple. They're often multi-layered. They bring together video clips or hypothetical situations. They try to combine different subjects, whether it's art and music and science, or literature and history, because we never want scholars to think that you can divide knowledge into little bits and just attack knowledge that way.
It's time, scholars, for alpaca adoption.
You do the alpaca adoption and it's like finally yes. You get to bring something home with you and it is a lovely colourful friend.
If you feel stressed, you hold on to your alpaca and automatically you'll be happy again.
There were a lot of alpacas involved and this was a very fluffy program, and that's kind of my thing.
It was sold to us as academic, but also with the fun side, with the alpacas and all that, but it was so much more than we expected.
There's literally 100 booths with scholars all beckoning everyone else to come see what they brought to share, whether it's food from their country that they've somehow smuggled through the Australian Immigration Authority, or maybe they want to put a tree bark on your face.
It's like if you put Earth in a box. It's like traveling the world in a matter of 20 minutes.
I really love the Scholars Show. Whenever I go to it, you see all these amazing talents that you wouldn't expect just for the first time. Like today, we saw this guy like DJ a song live on stage, and it was amazing. You feel like you're part of this big community.
At the closing ceremony, we always begin with a flag march. And the flags of all the countries that have participated come together on stage. The scholars are there with a pride of purpose, and their purpose is not to say, my flag will wave higher than yours, or my country is greater than yours. It's, my country is one of the many that are here.
I think it's that everyone's just so welcoming. Like, I'm not the most sociable of people, but when I come here, I've made so many new friends already, and I've just been here for a few days.
WSU is rediscovering yourself and intertwining with this entangled world.